Hey, welcome to today's Top 5 Scope at Comm in the house with my special guest, Armand Morin, the living legend.
The legend, the myth. Just the myth.
Which are you?
The myth.
He's also the man. And he's looking fit. He's happy. He's healthy. He's crushing it. If you guys are watching anything that is happening in the internet marketing world, you can't help but have come across what Armand has done for the past, 12 years now?
20, almost 20.
Well, I'm like internet marketing, like it's a different
20.
thing. All right, 20 years.
19, it's 19 years officially.
We're all so old.
So old. I remember when you had to go on the internet uphill both ways.
Barefoot. In the snow.
In the snow.
In the
That's
snow.
Right.
We're old timers.
I am. Yeah.
All right, so today's we're actually at an event in where are we? I had to stop and think where I am. We're in Orlando at the Guerrilla Global Summit.
Yes.
Armand spoke this morning. I'm speaking this afternoon. I pulled him aside at gunpoint.
Yes.
And I said, "Hey, be my guest for today's Top 5
And
Scope."
I said, yes, whatever that is, I'm in.
You said, "Pay me." So they're throwing us lots of love. So we talked about what ideas would be good for today's Top 5 Scope. And the first one, I put the kibosh on right away.
Yes.
Not appropriate for any audience, let alone this audience. But Armand knows information products.
That is true.
So today's Top 5 Scope is...
The top 5 ways to sell information, period.
You guys got information?
Information.
You do. Everybody's got information. Everybody knows something about something. And there's ways to package that information in a way that can serve the public, and in doing so, generate you revenue.
That's
so
right.
let's get started. Way number one is...
Number one is a way that you know very well, a book.
A book.
Now, the reason why I say a book is it makes you instantly an expert, even if you don't know anything about anything, really.
It's the greatest single positioning tool I can think of.
It is.
The low-hanging fruit, because anybody can write a book, and now with CreateSpace, anybody can publish it.
They can definitely write it, they can definitely publish it, but I also think it's positioning.
Yes.
It's that positioning I think that everyone needs to understand. So when we're talking about the book itself, I mean, think about, I can hand you my business card, or I can hand you a book, and you all know.
We have props.
We have, yep.
Actually, this is not my book.
It's not.
Here, I'm going to pimp a friend of ours. This is E. Brian Rose's first book called The Millionaire Within. See the money busting out. EBR is the founder of jbzoo.com. And, when you want to position yourself as an expert, there he is. This is a great way to do it. And if you're really smart, you have a New York Times bestseller write the foreword for your book.
Oh, who is that?
I don't know. So our publisher, David Hancock, introduces me as Joel Comm, who hasn't had a New York Times bestseller in 9 years.
But a book is very key. I mean, I think anyone that's serious about any kind of business doing it, I don't care if you're online, offline. If you're offline, I think it's even more impressive than online.
Mm-hmm.
So I think everyone needs to start off at least with a book.
And we're not talking about an ebook either. An ebook, yes, you can. I made a ton of money selling my AdSense ebook, but it was when we took it and made it into a physical book that my credibility shot way up.
People took you seriously.
Right. So there's something about a book.
I mean, not that you weren't serious.
Yeah, they're like, this guy might have something to say. Who knew? Okay, so number one is the book. Number two
is audio, which simply means read the book. I mean, is that kind of funny, really?
Pretty much.
But pretty much, I mean, think about this. I mean, you have a book which sells for X number of dollars. You have, a normal CD, so to say, but an audio itself could be sold via just online, could be a digital download, could be a CD, which actually is one of our other keys. But a CD of the book, you reading the book, people have a different modality. Mm-hmm. You can have the book, for example, we could have the book on Amazon and we could have the book on Audible. So 2 different ways that you can actually sell a book now.
And some of us like to sit down and read. Some of us read the physical book. Some of us like it on the Kindle. Some of us like to take it on the go with us and listen to audiobooks in the car while we're walking, on a plane.
Yeah, except don't do the Da Vinci Code, because I tried doing that, the Da Vinci Code. I just kept falling asleep every time after and the person reading it was horrible. It was just like, and this is the Da Vinci Code. And it just kept going really slow. I was like, oh my gosh. I tried 5 times.
RG Letter wants to know, how do you get it on Audible?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think what you basically do is just submit it.
Yeah, I think so. So my books have been submitted by my publishers. to Audible, and it's really cool because, in fact, Twitter Power 3.0 recently came out on Audible, so audiobook. And if you go to Amazon, you can see the soft cover, the Kindle version,
Right.
the audiobook, and me showing up at your house and reading it to you.
Did you read it yourself?
Dave Taylor, who's my co-author, did
Okay.
most of it, and in order to include me, I read like the first page of each chapter. Because I'm
First
lazy.
paragraph.
I'm lazy.
The title of
yeah,
the
I said
chapter.
chapter 1.
That was your book.
That was it.
Well, that was awesome. That was the best
I,
part of the whole book.
I auditioned for that, and I picked myself. It was
So
great.
here's the thing, though, with the book, though, is you don't want to sound like you're reading the book, because if you sound like you're reading a book, it gets old really, really quick. I mean, I see opt-in pages all the time where you know the person's reading the opt-in page, so you want to make it sound natural, and it takes. I think it took me probably 30 minutes, 30 minutes of actually reading and making it and actually hearing yourself to actually get it right, so it doesn't sound like you're reading.
You want to be conversational, just
Yeah.
like we're talking right here. This is unscripted,
Right.
unplugged, except for
Because who would write this? Seriously.
nobody. Nobody would. Okay, so number 1, a book. Number 2, an audiobook. Number 3, way to sell information.
Oddly enough, is a 3-ring binder. Now,
A 3-ring binder, Armand?
yes, for number 3. And
I
what I
see
mean
what
by
he did
that
there.
is a 3-ring binder. Let me say it again. A 3-ring binder. Now, the reason I say that is, print out the book and to put it into a binder, just like you would at a local store. You print it on one side each. Now, here's kind of the interesting part about this. You take a book, and as we all know, a book has an actual price point on it. So, meaning that there's a cap.
Right.
There's a cap. I mean, I bought some thick books before.
Let's see,
Right.
this one here does not have a price. It must be
So it's,
free.
so it's probably like 12, 13, 14, 15
Yeah,
bucks, something like
because
that.
books that don't have a price on them.
But
are
when you
full
see,
price.
like I have a book on programming at home that's like this thick,
Right.
and that might sell for like 40 bucks. But there's an absolute cap on a book. But also, here's what you need to think about is when we're talking about this cap, so to say, on a book is you can't really go. I can't sell. It's hard. I shouldn't say I can't. It's hard to sell a book for like 97 bucks.
Mhm.
You're just not going to do it. But take that book, put it in a 3-ring binder, print it on one page each, meaning the front of every page. Don't put it on the back, but on the front, and put that into a
Makes
binder.
it twice as thick.
Makes it twice as thick. And there's something about people won't mark up a book a lot of times, but in a 3-ring binder format, people will highlight it. They'll fold paper. They'll scribble all over it because it's not an actual book anymore.
Isn't the psychology of
It's
that
weird.
is fascinating.
But also the price point. You break through all the price points. I've seen the exact same content in a book format sell for 14, 15 bucks, but then in a 3-ring binder sell for $200. So we can instantly increase the amount of information in that book, but also we can do another step on that 3-ring binder still, is include the audio.
Right.
So we can take that audio, put it onto CD. Now, we don't have a book anymore, we have a home study course. And that's a very basic technique, right?
You know, I've only done that one time, but it was very effective. And I don't know, you may
I've
have
done
given me the idea. You've done it a ton.
Yeah,
I've seen your products. But our friend, the late Rick Butts,
Yeah.
we did one of the first seminars, teleseminars I did on
Right.
AdSense back in 2005.
Right.
We did a call, and we charged people to come on the call.
Right.
And it was 2 hours. We recorded it. And then we had the whole thing transcribed.
Right.
And took the CD, put it all in the binder, and resold it all over again.
I did it backwards, right? So here's what I did when I created my 3-ring binder course, is that I did the whole thing. I did on teleseminars, just like you're talking about. We recorded it, we transcribed it. But then I had someone go through and fix it to make me sound good, right? And when you're reading it doesn't sound right when it's just read. So then what happened is you're reading the words in the 3-ring binder, it doesn't match up with the audio. So then I had to go back and reread the 3-ring binder to make it match, and it took forever. But it was a big course. It was 900 pages, 900
That's
pages,
Big book.
and 54 hours. It was huge. Two binders.
That is
Seriously.
huge. All right, so number 3, there's a tip you may not have heard before. Do a 3-ring binder with the same content, put the audio CD in there, package that sucker, and bump up the price. Number 4, hey Chris, good to see you.
Number 4 is CD/DVD. And the reason I say /DVD is because a lot of people don't think about adding. Now, there's a great technique, good friend of ours that you know, Greg Caesar. I don't know if you know what he's doing right now. So Greg, I did an interview with him just a few weeks ago, so this is something I can actually share. He's actually selling information, his books, seriously, his books on Amazon as CDs and DVDs. Same book that he was selling for like $10, $15 for, right? He's now selling for $27, $37, and people are just buying them all up. And he's doing like $8,000 to $10,000 a month just doing that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's just putting them onto CD. He's not even doing DVD.
Like the PDF? He's putting the PDF on a CD.
Yes.
And he's selling.
He's not even putting audio. He's actually just putting the PDF on a CD and selling it that way, and adding a couple bonuses in. And he's selling them on Amazon, and that's what he's doing with the information.
Making notes right here
So,
to look up Greg Caesar's book. I want to see what he's doing.
It's like crazy. And he told me the numbers, and he's saying he's doing somewhere between around $8,000 to $10,000 a month, I think it was. And it's pretty amazing. I mean, I was shocked when he actually seen.
When we're done with this call, you're going to show me online what he's doing.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
So that's number 4 and number 5.
Number 5.
With my guest Armand Morin, as we are doing today's Top 5 Scope, episode 11, on the top 5 ways to sell information.
So the fifth, number 5, top 10 ways is membership sites. This is like my favorite of all time.
Old school.
Old school. Old school? Not old school.
It is old school. Membership sites we've been doing for a long time, and they're effective.
But they're still very up to date. I'm a hip person. I'm not old school.
So member sites 3.0.
That's right, 4.0. So membership sites. So you got your content, you got your book, your content, you got everything else that you have that you've been doing all along, whether it be audio, video, whatever it may be. Same exact content we put into a membership site so people can easily consume it. We can use text, we can use audio, we can use video, we can use DVDs, I mean, whatever it may be, inside that membership site. We could even break it down, expand it, and do a monthly continuity like a physical, where you could send them an audio CD every single month. That's
We like continuity.
Or you could just put it in a membership site. I'm a big fan of just leaving it all online. I don't want to physically ship anything, so I just put it into a membership site and then go from there.
Ones and zeros. We're selling air. It's valuable air.
Yes.
People are getting real information. So
a long time ago, what happened is, I used to, at seminars just like this, I'd just make an offer on stage, and you'd see all these people with their books. They'd line their books up, and they'd have them all lined up across the stage and everything like that. That looks familiar from a book I saw. But anyway, so these people thought I was crazy because I didn't have a physical package to give to people. They figured that everyone wants a physical. I was like, why would you want a physical package? And I'd ask people the simple question: did you have enough room in your suitcase to bring back this big package? I said, no, you don't. That's why you want a membership site. And I was like pitching against the big packages.
Selling point. That's funny.
But it was one of those things. I think that a lot of people, they get instant access. It's easy to update, and more importantly, you can sell it and create that recurring income.
Bam. There you go. Question right here. What do you use to set up membership sites? I think I know what you're going to say.
I use WordPress, and I use a wishlist member in order to manage the backend.
Wishlist is great. Very easy plug-in to use. I think it's a one-time fee license per site of $150, $200.
No, it's free. Free.
Wishlist is free now?
Oh, Wishlist not free.
Yeah, Wishlist.
Wishlist, it's like $97. It's the cheapest license.
One time and you got it. Great content from my buddy Armand Morin, and I was looking through some of my photos in my Dropbox, and I came across when I spoke at Big Seminar.
Awesome.
Back when I had the suit and tie and the cheesy goatee.
Back in the day.
And the thing that reminded me of it is on the picture I've got, there's my big box.
Oh, that's right.
On the stage.
Yeah.
There's a big box too, huge. Look at all the love you're getting for all that content. All those hearts. See, that's why they have hearts. Doesn't it make you feel good?
That's it. It makes me feel good.
It warms your cockles. And speaking of events, our cockles.
I heard you.
Did you know your heart had cockles?
I'm just saying. Don't use that word when we're sitting so close.
And
together.
they could be warmed.
Just stop there.
I know you love me.
Let's just stop.
There's an event that's for those of you that are watching live, or will see the replay soon. You have an event coming up in just a few days.
I am. I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona, November 6th, 7th, and 8th for Learn University.
Is it too late to get a ticket?
It's not. They can go to learnuniversity.com and get a seat right now, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We've got Russell Brunson, Mike Filstein, Matt Basek,
not Joel Comm.
Ty Cohen.
I wasn't asked.
Ty Cohen. I had to make choices. They were tough choices.
Yeah.
Ty Cohen, Greg Caesar, and a couple other people.
Well, I just want you to know you were the first guy that I could sucker into coming to my hotel room to Periscope. I just want you to know. I
No,
chose you.
no one else wanted to come to his hotel
that's it.
room. I think it's the way he asked.
It is. LearnUniversity.com. Thanks,
Awesome.
Stephanie.
Thank you.
And I would be there, except for the fact that I'm going to a geeky game conference with my my two children at the same time. So
awesome.
Another time. Anyway, thanks for watching Top 5 Scope. Special guest today, Armand Morin, and you can tweet him at Armand Morin. And Legendary Woo, my talk this afternoon is going to be all about guerrilla marketing, so I'm going to get ready to go down here in just a little bit. Of course, if you have suggestions for a future Top 5 Scope, hashtag Top 5 Scope on the Twitters, and you can see the Twitters, all the Twitters. You can see all the replays on my blog at joelcom.com. I don't have props here. So thanks so much for joining us. We'll catch you guys next time down Periscope.